Hi, and welcome back to ISCT TV. We have Ignacio here from ScaleReady, CellReady, ScaleReady. Tell me a bit about that. Explain the difference for me.
Sure. So, ScaleReady is the ecosystem of companies around G-Rex, and then CellReady is a CDMO, part of that ecosystem of companies. We are the users of the ScaleReady technology.
Okay. That sounds complicated.
Well, actually, you think about it, the whole end goal of ScaleReady is to uncomplicate things that otherwise seems very complicated.
Yeah.
Like, look, when I go on these conferences, I always think people are making things really complicated. They shouldn't be that complicated, right? So look, what I think one of the value propositions of ScaleReady is like, once that you get into our ecosystem, we're gonna help you out. Right? And you're going to have the right technology that is going to take you seamlessly from preclinical to clinical and then commercial.
Right, which is all of our goals.
Right, so it's an economical manner, efficient manner, and then I think what is important is that you have the right support, that you have the right partner, that you know that if you come with us, we're going to help you out, rather than just selling you stuff and you are on your own.
Right, and so that's really a point of difference between you guys and maybe other people, is that you have this wraparound support, right?
We want to believe that is the case, and we really steer towards having, being there, that safety net that people are looking for when they choose a platform, when they use our technology. It's like, okay, so all of a sudden I'm investing on this. Now what do I do? And so well, the sale is done, and now I cannot get anybody on the phone. So that's not going to happen, right? So you have always people that are going to be there for you, and we believe it's important because we really we stand behind our technology, and we believe in the final vision, which is helping as many patients as possible.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's at the heart of all of the stuff that we do, right? So I heard you speaking in Spanish over there before. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you were saying?
Yeah. So, the cell therapy field is predominantly in United States, Europe, China, some other countries, but they have not really gone to Latin America. Right, so you may be able to find them, but it's more of an exception than a norm, right? I think it's not even an option for a lot of people, right? Probably there is a reason for that. There is a strong, the cost of cell therapies is prohibitive.
Absolutely.
There is also the complication of what technology to use, building a manufacturing facility, the regulatory consequences of all of a sudden jumping into a new territory, which is manufacturing the cell therapies, right? And I see that there is a lot of interest in academia, hospitals, doctors to bring the cell therapy into their countries in Latin America, but they don't know where to start.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is, it's a little scary because, look, I'm a doctor, so I want to take care of my patient, but I don't know how to do manufacturing, and I don't want to get into that garden, right? So what we are doing right now is generating partnerships in Latin America in multiple companies to bring the G-Rex technology and to bring a process that is extremely simple, really economical, that is going to be able to reduce structurally the cost of cell therapy and make them accessible for people and patients.
Yeah, which is a very noble goal.
Yes.
So I was really excited to interview you again this year. So I interviewed you last year, and you told me about the ScaleReady grant. And I remember saying to you, how do you apply? No, really, how do you apply? And so I actually applied.
And you did?
I did.
Good
I
job.
did apply. And
how was the outcome?
It was quite a good outcome,
All
actually,
right.
Yes.
You got it?
I did. And it's been fantastic, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic. And I hear you talking about the support and you trying to facilitate patient access, and I know for myself that that's what you guys have been working with us to do. And in New Zealand, we have very little cell therapy. We're probably more analogous to some of Latin America, where we only have a single CAR T trial, and we've only had sort of about 30 patients treated on CAR T in the country. And it's something that we're all trying to work towards, and I really love how you guys have supported us in that and given us the tools and the technical support, and an open-ended, anytime you need anything, just give us a call. I mean, we don't get that very often, so we really appreciate it. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the grant for people who may want to apply?
Well, I think you just did, because the whole purpose of the grant is to help developers test this technology in a de-risked environment.
Yeah.
Most importantly, help them and to teach them how to use the technology in the right manner.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated, but you do need to,
do it right.
Do it right. Exactly. Right. So if we can offer that experience, so you don't have to start from zero, you start already from 75, right? And then you can focus on what really matters, which is the science, not so much make the technology work.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's a step forward. So we had a lot of applications,
Yeah.
right? To the point that originally the grant was going to be 20 million. I think now it's upwards of 30 million. And I think we have around 200
Wow.
recipients
That's
of the
amazing.
grant. And this morning we have already three researchers talking about the result that they have achieved, and then comparing technology. What we gave them the grant, but we did not tell them what to say. So they came and they just openly talk as a scientist about the technology, their experience, and they were comparing technology. And it was really cool, because it's not us telling you like, look, we believe it's really a strong technology. It's just you showing your peers that actually the technology is blowing out of the water everybody else in a not only efficient manner, but also economically. And I think I'm using the word economically over and over and over, because we had to structurally reduce the cost of cell therapy.
Yeah,
and we had to really focus on that. And that is the only way that we're gonna make sure that these therapies are accessible. Patients can benefit from these therapies, but they're not gonna do it at $500,000 cost.
Yeah, and I think that's been a really key thing for most of this meeting, actually. So really quickly, before I let you go, what's been your best experience for ISCT 2025 this year?
I enjoy the conversations very much. It was refreshing. I think the speakers knew what they were talking about, very insightful. I'm hearing more and more patient access, but not as like a general topic, but with specifics, right? So what are the bottlenecks, whether it's insurance or hospitals or know-how, or just educating patients because they're afraid of the unknown. Obviously, it's not one problem. It's like, there are multi-levels associated to the accessibility. But I think in general, when you come to this type of event, you're looking for guidance in a way, right? So what others are doing, is there anything that I can learn? Is now any new gadget that I can use? Is any new process? Is any new partnership that I can, some new group that I can team up with? And I think ISCT is instrumental in achieving that. So very inspiring.
Yeah. Thanks so much for being here today. Really
Real
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.